Alright, so by now you've probably started to see the shortcut or the algorithm for adding fractions with unlike denominators. So unlike denominators means basically that their denominators are not the same, right? So the very first thing you have to do is you have to multiply by 1, right? But not just the number 1, you need to multiply by 1 as a fraction, right? Like 2 over 2 is 1, or 3 over 3 is 1, 4 divided by 4 is 1. And the number that you multiply depends on how do you get one number to turn into the next. So we know that for this first one, we have 5 over 6 and 1 over 3. We need to see, can I make 6 into 3 or 3 turn into 6? And we can take 3 pieces and make it turn into 6 pieces by multiplying by 2. So I would put times 2. And of course, you know, anything that we do to the denominator, we also have to do to the numerator. So just to match my colors. So if I do this, I now have a new question. And I'm just not going to match these colors because that'll get kind of crazy here. So I'm going to do 5 over 6. My first fraction did not change at all. Minus now this is no longer 1 over 3. We have 1 times 2 is 2 over 6. So if it's on my page, it should be on your page as well. So I have 5 over 6 minus 1 over, or 2 over 6. And as we remember, we're only changing the numerator. The denominator is going to stay the same. So we know that my denominator stays the same. And then we look, 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. So step 1 is determine by what number do you have to multiply by. Step 2 is add or subtract the numerator. And step 3 is to go ahead and simplify. So if you feel comfortable simplifying this fraction, go ahead and do that now. Let's look at one last example before you guys begin to practice. So we have to make 5 and 20 into the same denominator. So I think to myself, 5 times what can get me up to 20? The answer is 5 times 4 will get me up to 20. So I'm going to multiply by 4 in my denominator. If I multiply by 4 in my denominator, then I also have to multiply by 4 in my numerator. So we're going to have a new fraction question right here. So once I have found that equivalent fraction that will allow me to do my multiplication, I'm going to go ahead and put it in. 4 times 2 is 8 over 4 times 5 is 20 plus, this is not going to change, this is going to stay the same for now, 3 over 20. So I did step 1, I made my fractions the same. Step 2, add or subtract the numerators. We're going to go ahead and add them up. 8 plus 3 is 11. And last but not least, we keep our denominator the same, 11 over 20. We look to see, can we simplify that or not? The answer is no. So we're finished with 11 over 20. So from here, these are simple types of problems. We will get to ones that are more advanced tomorrow and as we get back from break. So what you need to do right now is do these 4 questions that are below. Have one of the teachers check them off and say, yes, you've got it. And once you have done that, you can go ahead and start the homework, which are these questions right here. So there's all these questions right here. So that way you can be finished. So you have about maybe 10 or so minutes left in class in order to finish that.